Now you could say one of the main attributes required to be a Tears for Fears fan is patience, because over the last 43 years Tears for Fears have only released 7 studio albums, and 2 of those albums were just recorded by Roland with no Kurt. You could say today, at this time on this planet, is probably the best time to be a Tears for Fears fan, because over the last 2 years they've released the Tipping Point album, they've done the Tipping Point World Tour, and they're about to undertake a very small residency in Vegas in the USA. Now yesterday is another quite exciting day for us Tears for Fears fans, because they released their first official live album, and I have a copy of it here, and I'm going to be unboxing this new album. But before we unbox this album, let's ask Kurt what this album is called.
4 new studio tracks featured on Songs from a Nervous Planet.
Songs for and
What did I say?
not songs from.
Oh, did I say that? Songs from the Big Chair? No. For the 4 new studio tracks featured on Songs for a Nervous Planet.
Now today is the 24th of October 2024. And normally on a Thursday night, I'm either at the Theatre of Dreams or sat at home on my sofa, suffering, watching United play in the Europa League. But today, I'm not. I'm actually here at the Trafford Centre in Manchester. No, I'm not here to do a bit of shopping. I'm here to do something far more important and exciting than that. So, let's get on with it and find out exactly why I'm here at the Trafford Centre. So I've come here to the Odeon Cinema, which you can see behind me. Now I've not come to see my usual films, so sci-fi and action films. I've actually come to see Tears for Fears film. Yes, my favourite band has actually made a film. So let's find out what this film's all about. But let's Roland tell you all about it.
We filmed it in Franklin, Tennessee at this beautiful amphitheatre, natural amphitheatre with wonderful rocks that you could light up.
So now you know this film is basically a recording of one of the concerts Tears for Fears did last year. The date today being the 24th, tomorrow the 25th is the actual release of the new album, which goes along with this film. So they've transferred the film onto an album, and they've also added in 4 new tracks, 2 of them which have already been released, which is The Girl That I Call Home, which is about Roland's wife, a love song to his wife, and Astronaut. Which is not a usual Tears for Fears song, but it is actually growing on me. Now, yesterday, the 23rd, was also a poignant time in history for Tears for Fears fans, because that was the actual release date of their debut single, Suffer the Children. And that's a song that actually got me into Tears for Fears. I remember going somewhere in the car with my dad, must have been to football or whatever, and hearing it on the radio and instantly liking it. Being someone that really didn't follow music at the time, I was more into sport. Now, that makes it 43 years old yesterday, Suffer the Children. Karina Round did an amazing version of Suffer the Children on the Tipping Point tour.
At least it seems that way when you gave him his life.
And then we had to wait till 1983 for their first debut album, which was The Hurtin', which is a #1 album in the UK charts. And then we had to go to February 1985 before we actually got another album, which was Songs from the Big Chair, which is an absolutely amazing album, and I can never understand why it only got to number 2 in the UK charts. It didn't get to number 1. Then again, we had to wait a bit longer again till 1989 for Seeds of Love, which did go to number 1. And then Roland and Kurt fell out, and they didn't speak to each other for 10 years.
I mean, it was something we were both feeling. I just made the decision that, I wanted to go and I wanted to move to New York. And it was, in retrospect, it is that trying to find yourself. I didn't want to be that guy from Tears for Fears.
But Roland produced 2 albums on his own, which was Elemental and Rahul and the Kings of Spain. Let's not forget Kurt's solo career. His debut solo album was Soul on Board, which was released on the 6th of September 1993, producing the single Calling Out. Kurt then teamed up with Charlton Petters and made the band Mayfield. Kurt is Mayfield, you get it? Anyway, they released the album Mayfield on the 17th of February 1998. Then in 2000, Kurt released Aeroplane in limited numbers. This is probably the hardest CD to find and probably the most expensive. Then on the 20th of May 2008, we got Halfway Pleased with the song 7 of Sundays, which I think is probably Kurt's finest solo track. Then on the 16th of July 2013, we got Deceptively Heavy with the song Beautiful Failure, which is all about Kurt's daughter. Then in 2000, they got back together. And then because Roland and Kurt decided to get back together again and become best mates, Roland actually released his album, what he was working on at the time, under his own name, which is Tomcats Screaming Outside. And that was released in March 2001, but in September in the US in 2001. Friday night, you got no steel, you can cry. And it was actually released on the 11th of September 2001. We all kind of know what happened there, don't we? Anyway, because Roland released that album, Tomcats Screaming Outside, it's one of the main reasons, one of the reasons anyway, why I named my business Tomcat Gas Training, because my son's called Thomas and my daughter's called Catherine. and it was one of the main things that made me pick that name. My ex-wife absolutely hated it, but she also hated Tears of Fierce, but there you go, that's another story. And in 2004-5, depending on where you were in the world, they released another album called Everybody Loves a Happy Ending. And I absolutely love that album, but it wasn't, I don't even think it charted in the UK. It was basically a massive big flop, but it shouldn't have been. And Tears of Fierce should re-release that album. What do you think if you're a Tears of Fierce fan? Do you think they should re-release Everybody Loves a Happy Ending? Because every one of the tracks on that album are just amazing. And when you hear them play them live, which they kind of only play Secret World now live, and it is it is on the new album, and hopefully they're going to be on the film today. Fantastic track. And then we had to wait another 17 years to 2022, February 2022, so nearly 3 years ago now, for their next album release, which was The Tipping Point, which every song on that I just have to listen to. If I'm listening to that album, I have to listen to every track. I never skip any of the songs on that album, which I can't say I do for any of the other albums. There are always normally a couple of weak songs, but in The Tipping Point, no weak songs at all. They're all banging tunes. Now, Tears of Fierce say this is their first official live album. They seem to have forgot about Secret World live in Paris. And the live recording they did at Massey Hall in Canada in 1985. But they say this is their first official one because it's the one which is released worldwide. So technically, it's their third live album. So, quite looking forward to this, but I'm incredibly early as normal for when I go anywhere. So, I thought I'd get myself a Costa coffee and wait around here for 20 minutes. So, see you in a bit. Well, it's nearly time to go to watch this film. Now, my wife was supposed to come with me to watch this film, but she's got to work late. So she said to me when she phoned me before I left, enjoy the film on your own then. She reckons nobody else is going to be coming to watch this film, just me. I don't think so. I don't think it'll be packed, and it's not the biggest theatre in this cinema, but there might be a few other Tears of Fierce fans there. So, let's get on with it and find out if I am the only one here. Now that, my friends, was just 2 hours of just sweet music to my ears. Now, I've seen Tears of Fierce live over 20 times in my time, I even saw Tears for Fears on the 27th of March 2007, the night of the proms at the Le Dome in Marseille, south of France. And going to see him at the cinema was just amazing. First of all, we didn't have people with mobile phones in your face and listening to other people singing it. It was just amazing, absolutely amazing, well worth going. And then to hear the 4 new songs at the end. Now we've already heard The Girl That I Call Home and Astronaut, and then we've heard Say Goodbye to Mum and Dad. I need to hear that a few times. And then Emily Said is just a massive big Beatles rip-off, which was really, really good. I still, out of the 4 new songs, I think The Girl That I Call Home is the best one out of the 4. What do you think? Put down in the comments, guys, if you're a Tears for Fears fan, which do you like out of the new ones? Or can't you pick a best song out of them? Anyway, tomorrow I've got to look forward to a load of packages coming, because it's release date for the album, and I can't even remember how many versions of it I've bought, but there'll be a few coming tomorrow, and we'll do an unboxing and see what we actually get in. So, hopefully you've liked it so far, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Now, let's get this album unboxed then. Now, I'm not quite sure which one this one is, because I've ordered that many. So, I just picked this one up off the table this morning. So let's see which one this is. It's well packaged anyway. How does that work then? Anyway. Oh, look at that. So, what do you think of that artwork then? Now, I believe there's a lot of people have been whinging about this, saying it's AI. And the guy who's designed it has just copied it off somebody, but I think it's proper smart. And on the back, and this one comes with a signed card. So we've got Roland's signature there and Kurt's signature there. Well, actually, it did come free. It cost me £1. So, shall we get this packaging open and see what the actual vinyl is like? I'm going to try and keep the outer vinyl, plastic on it. So let's see if we can get it out. No, I'm not going to get it out unless I take all the plastic off. Oh, the sticker is not on the album itself, it's on the plastic. So I like to keep these stickers, these hype stickers. That's come off quite easy. I'm going to stick it back on. It's just me being a Sado collector. So, look at that. So we've got 2 albums on this one. Now I've also ordered off the Tears for Fears website the 3 album version of this, and I've also ordered the Blu-ray version as well, and the normal black coloured vinyl. But let's see what coloured vinyl this is, even though the sticker gives it away. So we've got a inner bag and look at that. So, side A is that one, and side B is that one. And obviously C and D are going to be the same. They've got different pictures on. So there's C and there's D. So it's quite thick vinyl as well, so that's good. So that's the unboxing of this new Tears for Fears album. Songs for a Nervous Planet. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments below if you've heard this album already. And which track do you think is the best one out of the new 4 studio tracks? So hopefully you've liked this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.